So today I wanted to do a quick little book review of a book that I've been reading the past couple weeks. My channel is typically centered around vlogging, photography, videography, which are some of the things that I really enjoy doing. But I also really enjoy reading and becoming a better person and just doing better stuff with my life. And I think this book is one of those books that really can help everyone. And that book is called Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. I'm a little late to the party. A ton of people have already reviewed this, but I felt it was worthy enough that I also should put my stamp on it. Um, if you haven't read this book or you don't know what this book is, I highly recommend diving into this guy's world. Checking out some of the podcasts that he's did. He's been on all the big shows. David Rogan, Joe Rogan. His name is David Goggins. You see the correlation there. Impact Theory. He's been everywhere. Really amazing human being. Came from in a really abusive childhood, watching his mom get beat up, him get beat up, his brother getting beat, all the way into his teenage years where he moved to a small town in Indiana and experienced a bunch of racist bullshit and worked his way up in life, man, and all the way into adulthood, still kind of struggling, still battling those demons, and finally, just found something that he was really passionate about, something that got him going in the Navy SEALs, and finally he finds someone that will put their reputation on the line and take him in as a recruit. But the guy's like 150 pounds overweight. Has to pass a really hard test to get in. And as I talked about earlier, abusive childhood, things weren't really stable. So obviously, he was missing a lot of school, different things like that. So a guy who probably struggled quite a bit with learning, and he even talks about potentially a learning disability that he has. So he ends up losing 150 pounds in 3 months, passing the test, going to the Navy SEALs, goes through 3 different hell weeks. Just stuff that sounds like so mythical, stuff that people probably are like, oh, this is bullshit, and I can totally understand why people would think that. But a lot of the stuff gets verified, and there's been a lot of research into him and his background. So whether or not it's real or fake, I don't really care. I choose to believe the guy. He seems genuine. Um, a lot of the stuff that he talks about later on, as far as into his, marathoning career, which he gets into later in the book, guy becomes an ultra marathoner, and those things are definitely confirmed as far as him finishing those races and being in those races, getting first place or second place in some of them, is just over the top, man. Like, I can't even do the story justice, so I'm not really even trying to break down word for word or chapter for chapter what was going on. I really think you guys need to not only just read the book but more so listen, because the audiobook offers you know some more insight to what was going on. He actually sits down with the author and the reader of the book and kind of dives in, chapter for chapter, what's going on, and lays out some different challenges for, everyone to do, which is something I haven't done yet, although there's definitely things from the book that I've applied to my life already that's definitely helping me, you know, be better and, be less of a pussy for, I sorry to be so frank, but genuinely, I thought, I'm getting after it. I'm working out 3 days a week. That's pretty good. I was like, as soon as I read this book, man, I realized like, no, push it, man. I went up to 5 days a week, you know, working harder, pumping out more of these types of videos right here. I just realized, there's so many times I give myself a shortcut and, taking the easy way out. And this whole book just talks about how that mindset and that mentality is what sends so many people into mediocrity. And for most of the people that I know or inspire to be like, that's not an option. And I think that's why this kind of book right here, it can be life changing for anybody who wants to try to apply this to their life, man. And you don't have to be an ultra marathon runner or go to the Navy SEALs to use this. He talked about practical applications as far as in your job, at home, with errands and just being a better housekeeper. Like it just can be really applied anywhere as long as you just put it in your head, like get shit done now. It can be super super beneficial to anyone. So definitely get out there, man. Check this book out. If you haven't, like I said, definitely get the Audible version. It's an amazing book, man. That's just my little rant on why I think everyone should be reading the David Goggins book. If you haven't yet, you should be. Like I said, man, like I always say, if you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, man. Let me know if you read the book. Let me know what you think of the book. If you have read it, if you're going to read it, give me a sub, and I'm probably going to be doing more videos of like this as far as book reviews and stuff, because I'm just reading a ton, mostly listening a ton, I should say, because I'm a really slow reader, so I like Audible. I can listen while I'm at work, try to retain as much information as I can. I tend to listen to books a couple of different times. Definitely get this book. Definitely if you really interested in like listening and furthering your reading, get that Audible. It's not sponsored, but get that Audible subscription, man. $14.99 is really a steal to two books a month, I believe. For the average person, that's gonna be super beneficial. And with that, I'm out.